I guess the main thing is becoming a carer because a loved one has had a stroke is that it's going to be really sudden, and most likely you will be unprepared and you'll be learning on the job, and that's okay, and that there's lots of services and support available for you as a carer to make things easier. Carers do everything. They make decisions, they provide practical advice, they wrangle health professionals, they wrangle other family members, they do a whole heap of things, and they do it really very intensely in the immediate term, and then they do it more and more in the longer term as time goes on. So there is something very profound in saying to someone and to the world around you that I am connected to you and I am with you no matter what, and that at your most vulnerable moment I will be there.
The changes that are easiest to accept in life are the changes that we initiate because we want to and we're motivated to do something. The changes that come about through the caring role are generally uninvited. The carer has to deal with the fact that their reality has changed, and that's a big ask for any of us when something suddenly happens. The carer has to deal with loss and grief, the loss of perhaps the life that once was for them and, for example, a spouse, the loss of the relationship that once was, the loss of the dreams for retirement or the dreams for the family or the personal dreams. So there's a lot of loss in there. The carer also has to come to terms with the fact that people don't always understand, and people certainly don't understand the carer's position. A big adjustment for the carer is that they often become invisible. The work that they do becomes invisible, not only to others but often to themselves.
The carer is quite a job. It's quite a job. And now she's probably like between 4 and 5 years old.
Yeah, she acts more like a kid than an adult.
Yeah.
And it's hard as well, I think, because of the language barrier, because she doesn't speak any English. So she needs to have someone with her at all times if she needs to be looked after. And so she'll have a TIA and she'll be in hospital, and we'll go through the whole process. And we'll have to be there the whole time stressing out, and then she'll forget. And it's like she was never there.
Yep.
But it'll affect us as a family.
He said to me, "I've ruined your life," because we were very active, travelled around Australia with our caravan, and all he could think of, because he was very badly damaged from the stroke, his right side was completely paralysed, and he just felt that and they told him he'd never get out of a wheelchair. So he felt that I was going to be tied up caring for him for the rest of my life.
My mum had a huge impact on my arm recovery. When I was discharged from hospital, I was given this home program for my arm, and my mum went through it every day with me. We did like thousands of repetitions for arm exercises, and that was another moment where I was able to gain more momentum.
As well as being a stroke survivor, I'm now a primary carer. So having, the juggle of actually dealing with your own issues, but also now as a primary carer, the issues that go with that role as well. So, I mean, I think sometimes stroke survivors are multifaceted, and so sometimes not being labelled and knowing that there's more to that person than may meet the eye.
Particularly in my case, that the definition of care is very narrow, and that when Joy had her stroke, I sort of felt some ownership of it too. We've been married for 44 years and we've done most things together, and this is just another challenge that we face together, and so I do all I can to help Joy with her rehab, and we've made all sorts of different apparatus that we've concocted to perform different rehab functions, and passed a lot of that on to the various hospitals around the district too, who've been interested in what we've done. So all of those things have made it very rewarding for me, and so like the pure carer sort of activities are just really a very small part of my life at the moment. I sort of feel like we're approaching the rehab as a team, and sometimes I'm the coach and sometimes I'm a player coach, and yeah, we sort of do all this together, and you know, we support each other, and it's sort of been working out quite well.
I think adrenaline just kicks in and you do it. Because I look back now and I think, it's pretty good then, how did I do all that? I think you just become, you know, I think you get so much adrenaline, and I was so determined he wasn't going to die and he was going to get better, that I think you just drive through it.
It would start with a big cheer, and it would start with a clap, and it would start with congratulation, because before me, if every carer in Australia were gathered, would be a bunch of unsung heroes. Nobody with halos, nobody with stars in their eyes about what their role is, but people who are doing the best they can in difficult circumstances. So I would want to be saying, good on you, and you are the backbone of our society fabric.